Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Folks, today I'm here to talk about a review. It's a very odd review, not usually about like 7 or so COD games, but this is in fact a review of Doom Eternal, as you can see. A game that I didn't really play much until about 2 months ago, and I got absolutely addicted to it, and I played through it. I did one stream of it, but admittedly, that was not a full save of it, and in fact it was a spare one I wanted to use that in a stream to make it somewhat of a manner that looked good, and I thought, I'm not really that good at all, but I'm actually pretty decent at it. I thought, I mean, I'm not like the beast mode on that shit, but I'm okay with this thing. So, I want to talk about the kind of feel that Doom Eternal gives that none of the other games that I own do. So we are going to talk about that. About the hub, the Fortress of Doom, where you as the Doom Slayer lay upon the earth and watch as, at the time, it was in chaos, but I've completed the game, so it's pretty chill now. I mean, hold on, we're Scotland. Scotland pretty chill. No, Scotland's... Let's turn around. I can't fucking see. Okay, so let's take a look at the hub, shall we? So you can get access to any secrets if you go onto the map. Then, as you can see, the place does have access to all sorts of items and stuff that you can find and unlock. So let's go over to those certain items and show you what they can do. So, for example, we can go to the back. Actually, no, I'll show you this first. There are albums in the game that you can collect. There are little collectible things that you can have inside the Fortress of Doom, and you can interact with them and play them inside the fortress, although they won't carry on into the actual game. The albums mainly feature from either people who did the Doom soundtracks in the old times, or just soundtracks from the Doom games. So back here, we've got ourselves a thing that you can unlock with Sentinel batteries. Sentinel batteries, which be found in the game. They usually collect collectible items. You can see them every now and then, but you collect those. I have none because I ultimately used all of them for the whole thing. But once you found them, you can use 2 for every door, and then that will either hold a Praetor token, which can upgrade your suit, or you can find a mod bot, which allows you to give some upgrades for your guns. And usually they just hidden out throughout the whole thing. So there's a mod bot here. There's a mod bot here. Praise token here. Praise token here. Sentinel crystals sent down here. Oh yeah, sentinel crystals, almost. Sentinel crystals can upgrade in a manner, not exactly the suit, but like your ammo or your armor or your health. And if they're fully upgraded, you will get a special unlock for the upgrade. Which is pretty dope. You also have weapon points that you can add to your gun, so more upgrades for your upgrades. So that way, you can make your gun an absolute beast of a machine. Although some of the guns aren't really the best against some of the particular demons, depending on what you face, except for the BSG and the Unmaker, because they're pretty dope. You've also got the Crucible, which is honestly pretty dope as well. Alright, next we shall show... Oh yeah, another thing is that with the collectible items, you can also unlock certain little sections where you can find certain outfits for other Doom characters, or at least the versions of the Doom Slayer, should I say. So, you're gonna have to give me a few moments until I actually get there. So over here, if you were to open the 2 sentinel doors, for example, you could get a suit, which is a knight sort of version of the Sentinel of the Doomslayer, which is pretty dope. And if you go to the other side, you can, which is over here, you can find the Doom 2016 version, and also a cheat code down here. There's also an album here, which is pretty dope. I wonder what that plays. Okay, so now we can move on to Doomslayer's private room. So here's all the weapons you have access to. Obviously I have. You've got your combat shotgun, which is pretty dope. You can change for like a minigun or a grenade launcher. You've got your super shotgun, which is absolutely beat with a meat hook now. You've got a heavy cannon, which can either have a blizzard bolt that just gets a headshot, or you can go for missiles, which are pretty dope too. There's also a chain gun, which can either result in more chain guns, or you can change like a shield. You've also got a plasma rifle, which is pretty dope. Which, if you do it correctly, you can either make a big blast in like a circle shape, or it can just like, I don't know, extract the soul of the demons, depending on which mode you go for. Then you've got the Ballista, which is a big laser thing too. You can either one shot with a little tag thing, or you can go for a spread shot, and that can spread the shot a bit more wider. There's also the rocket launcher, which can either lock onto 3 targets, or automatically detonate by, or remote detonation, I say. Remote detonation. And then of course you have the BFG, which can be that goes multiple demons in one shot, or the Unmaker, which is rapid fire. Pretty dope too. And of course there's the Crucible, which is a one-hit with most demons, except for the Marauder, and we'll get to him eventually. There's obviously a little photo of the Doom guy with a rabbit. I don't actually know the story about that, but I will look it up. There's also a cool thing over by this laptop. If you get the right codes, you can actually play the original Doom and Doom 2. You can also find Doom guy's original suit back in 2016 that he tore apart. You can find some dope-ass guitars. Hell, there's even... This is one of the collectible things, by the way, you should probably mention. You can find toys throughout the game. It's similar to Doom 2016 when you had these little things like the Doom versions of the guy, but with this you can find demons. Alright, so we're gonna get to the actually good content, because Doom games aren't just about talking, are they? So we'll get to that sort of content. The combat in Doom is a lot more complex to 2016's version, but that doesn't mean it's not fun. Once you get more used to the style of combat, it is an absolute blast to play. There are multiple ways you can kill, as I obviously displayed. You've got your grenades and your ice bombs. Though ammo's something you want to pay attention to, because there's not much as in 2016. You can get it either via a chainsaw kill, which gives you a lot of it. You also can get health from normal takedowns and armor from the flame belch. The overall demons have their own variety, and they're either an absolute pain sometimes, but most of the time they're manageable if you know what you're doing and how to handle scenarios. But it's mostly a blast throughout this game, and the music is another thing that helps. It just gives that absolute badass feeling that no other game I have can give. Like Battlefield, COD, Far Cry, they can give that. Is there a downside to this game? Not completely. A certain demon, and I said I'd get to him. His name is the Marauder, and I will explain why he's annoying in some manner. Just a wee second. Okay, let's get going. The Marauder is basically the Doom Slayer, but he's a bad boy. He has an axe, a shield, and a combat shotgun. If you get too close, he'll shoot you with his gun, and if you get too far, he'll use his axe and use some sort of projectile nonsense. But he will use that shield basically when he's walking up to you, being a little bitch. He's also fast. He summons a wolf every now and then that will just come up to you and start attacking you. And you only get one small opening when his eyes go green to actually do damage to him. And that is all. He can slow the combat down entirely and make the game feel just so annoying. But, he's alright, I suppose, if you know how to handle him. He's not too difficult. So, there you have it. That's my review of Doom Eternal. With this review, I will have hoped that some people will have seen this and thought that I would try and get the game, but if not, that's cool, that's your opinion. But I'll be sitting here with my controller, ripping and fucking tearing.